You'll be silent forever, and I will be gone in the dark. What's up, everybody? Coming at you today, friends, with a book review on a true crime book, I Will Be Gone in the Dark, one woman's obsessive search for the Golden State Killer by the late Michelle McNamara. This book is about Michelle McNamara, who was an amateur sleuth and crime writer's search for the Golden State Killer. The Golden State Killer was a criminal, a man who evolved from an amateur burglar into a serial killer. He was responsible for over 100 burglaries, more than 50 rapes, and ultimately many murders. Michelle McNamara was obsessed with this thing. She was the wife of the comedian Patton Oswalt, and I'll mention as well the novelist Gillian Flynn makes a contribution to this book. Sadly, McNamara passes away before she can finish writing this book, and her husband puts it together for her. It's compiled of the prototype for the book that she was writing, as well as articles she wrote and contributions from Gillian Flynn and Patton Oswalt. This book is phenomenal. The Golden State Killer got away with many crimes. That's what really makes this book so interesting. He committed hundreds of crimes, and McNamara followed him throughout the years, trying to solve the case. This is kind of like a Jack the Ripper thing, where someone was committing these horrendous crimes and no one could figure out who'd done it. This book was published February 27th, 2018, a couple of years after McNamara died, and 2 months before an arrest was actually made in this case. It's a shame that she wasn't around to see the Golden State Killer finally apprehended. Joseph D'Angelo, a former police officer, was arrested on this case after the publication of this book, and that's an ongoing thing. It was really interesting to see that many of the predictions that McNamara makes in this book about the killer were actually true when the police finally made an arrest. Great book here. Really interesting because these crimes took place over more than a decade. That's what really makes this interesting. Seeing the murderer become more and more bold over time. And McNamara was really into the amateur sleuth thing. She created an online forum, True Crime Diaries, I think, where people contributed trying to solve this case. And it's really interesting to see how amateur sleuths can actually contribute toward finding serious criminals like the Golden State Killer. I give this book a 4-star review. I considered it giving it 3 stars, and the reason being is that it's a shame that McNamara died and she didn't get a chance to finish writing and compiling the book herself. I felt that this book was kind of stretched a little bit. McNamara includes a lot of material here that's a memoir about her own life as an amateur sleuth and crime writer. They included that, I think, because there just maybe wasn't enough material. I almost felt that a lengthy essay maybe was tried to be turned into a book here. And I just feel that it would have been better had McNamara lived to finish writing it herself, especially with the recent development of an arrest being made in the case. I would have loved to see her lived long enough to put everything together herself. But that being said, Gillian Flynn and Patton Oswalt make some pretty good contributions to this book, and I think that overall it was pretty good. Give this book a 4-star review. If you're a true crime buff, you definitely have to read this. And if you're not familiar with this case, I recommend not reading the recent developments until you finish this book. Awesome book here. Michelle McNamara's I'll Be Gone in the Dark. I do recommend this book, especially if you're a true crime buff. And also, friends, keep your eyes out. I'm about to finish a couple books. A History of the Bible, which is an exhaustive look that I'm really looking forward to reviewing. And I'm also reading Dean Kuntz's Watchers. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. Michelle McNamara's I'll Be Gone in the Dark. This is an interesting look at an amateur sleuth and crime writer's hunt for a serial killer, and I do recommend this book. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned.